I ask for the truth on behalf of Christine A. Roberts McMillen concerning health and financial issues. And ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we cut the deck for you there, Christine, and where the deck splits is where it's thought to be at its most energetic point. So we just place the cards over here. We'll deal out 3 cards, and then we'll just see where we go from there. The first card we deal, and it's in a spread of 3 cards, of course, and in the spread, the first card in the spread, it's like a timeline, isn't it, where it goes from beginning, middle to end. And the beginning is the recent past. That's about a moon phase behind, about 3 or 4 weeks or so ago. Then the next card is the present, so that's Christine A. McMillen just over here, as you would say, right now, as we speak. And then of course Christine in the immediate future there, about 3 or 4 weeks or so ahead. The foreseeable future you could call it, couldn't you, really, to some degree. So let's see what Spirit has to say about what's going on. You say you've got concerns about your health. I suppose if sometimes we don't feel too well or whatever, which we can all have our off days, but of course if you've got more off days than normal or something like that, you feel, of course you have to follow your own instinct to some degree, don't you? Follow your intuition. Let's just see what's been going on over the recent past, about past 3 or 4 weeks or so. We'll just get the card here and we'll just flip it nice and slow there, not to disturb the energy, just to see what magic that Spirit has to go bring us. Well, there you've got the chalice, the energy of the chalice there, as you can see from the treasury, and of course that just really indicates fulfillment and rejuvenation to some degree. So I don't know, I suppose the chalice is to do with the element of water and things like that, emotions and things, I suppose. But in this case, for as much as you've got these concerns, it seems as though there has been, I suppose, some sort of something has sort of come right for you, regardless of the so-called wrongs, as you could call them. Nevertheless, something has gone right for you. In some regard or other. I don't, but I was thinking like something financially has gone right for you, and you realised how things were not going well, in the sense something's sort of gone right a little bit, and then you think maybe it could go right a bit more, if you know what I mean. It could be a bit righter or something like that, and maybe you're realising, maybe it's that you've realised that you're hard up or something like that. But nevertheless, of course, with this fulfilment and rejuvenation there, of course, of the chalice, that can to do with joy as well, can't it? I suppose you could call it the joy card, couldn't you? Because remember, happiness and joy are 2 totally separate things, aren't they? With happiness really is the effect of happenings. So it doesn't really matter what is happening to you or what has happened to you. You are affected by those happenings. Such as financial difficulties have happened, and you are affected by that. So we're all happy in a sort of way, but just in a negative way, so we call it sadness or something like that. But of course, joy, it doesn't matter if you haven't got 2 halfpennies to rub together, if you're as poor as a church mouse that's just been evicted from the belfry without any cheese and fallen into a bowl of cat food or something, fallen off the balcony into a bowl of cat food. It doesn't matter, does it? Because you've got joy in your heart, like, say, for example, there's been a birth in the family or a marriage or something joyous in that department. then it doesn't matter what you've got from an earthly perspective. You can still feel joy. So I get this sort of feeling as though there's like something joyous that has happened, in the sense of from the rejuvenation and fulfillment sort of side of things. Maybe if you haven't got a kick out of getting some money back off somebody, or regardless of what's been going on, or realising you weren't as sick as all that, but nevertheless although the doctor's saying you're not as sick as that, nevertheless you feel a bit under the weather or something. I don't know, it could be something to do that. From the health perspective, it could be that. Of course, you have to be careful about hypochondria, don't you, and things like that, of course. Given the fact, of course, that I'm not a doctor, then of course going to the doctor would help. But of course, if you're in one of these countries where you've got to claim on the insurance, or you've got to pay to see a doctor, it might be cheaper to pay for a doctor to go private than claim on the insurance to keep you think. I mean, of course, in the UK we've got a national health service that the corrupt Tory government is trying to destroy at the moment, but that's a totally different issue, I suppose, to this. But he's just sort of pointing out that maybe we should be grateful for what we've got, and of course when troubles come, they come in battalions, as they say, or whatever. And it seems though from a health perspective, maybe you've been told, I just got this feeling as though you've been told you're okay, but you somehow don't feel that that's true. Not that, like I say, not that I'm accusing you of being a hypochondriac, but you might be, if you get what I mean. Let's just see what the present is. Let's just see what's going on at present, because this was really more a health and financial sort of thing as well, wasn't it? And maybe the energy of the chalice locked onto the financial side as well in some respects. Let's just flip the card there nice and slow, not to disturb the energy, and let's just see what's going on. You got the Knight. He seems to... not the Knight, sorry. I've just... I'm not reading glasses on. You've got the Minstrel. I'll just show you that just a bit closer, just so you can see the Minstrel. Sorry about that. He's from the Royal Court, though, isn't he, the Minstrel? Really, this is all about what you want from the situation. Letting your intentions be known right now is really a priority, in the sense of telling somebody, look, you might have told me I'm okay, but I don't feel well, and my intention is I want you to take this further and look into it a bit more. Or, look, at the end of the day, I might have had a slight windfall. I might have won a couple of dollars on the scratch cards, but it doesn't make me a millionaire. Hello. Yes, okay, there's been a christening in the family, or a birth, or a marriage, or something like that, and I'm filled with joy, and I've got a smile on my face, and you can see me glow off my aura, but it doesn't mean that things are going well for me financially on the earth. It just means I'm fulfilled spiritually in some way, and I feel rejuvenated, as though maybe, yes, for as much as there's bad health, there's good health. There's downs and ups as well. How do you know what the downs are if you don't know what the ups are, and vice versa? And it's this sort of thing, isn't it, where the wheel sort of rotates from the central point, and everything sort of goes on around it, you know. But either way, notice the Minstrel here plays his not the Knight. The Minstrel, he's playing his little guitar type stringed instrument there. I don't mean to see that. He's just and he's singing a song, isn't he? And he's playing his instrument there. He could be singing, I'm feeling okay, or I'm doing alright, or something like that, or he could be singing the blues. Woke up this morning, felt fine, and then went to lie down this afternoon because I felt ill, or something like that, or whatever. I don't know. But notice how he's singing a song, in the sense it's a song. Now, it could be true. The words to the song could be true. I mean, like a lot of lyrics to a lot of songs in the real world, as you would say. This has to do with the real world, of course, but in the real world, as you would say, a lot of songs do apply to somebody. Somebody's feeling down and somebody's feeling up. But doesn't necessarily mean that they're true. If they're not true, they're just words, aren't they? In this, I think this really is more to do with why it's to do with letting your intentions be known. Because when you're just singing a song, I'm okay because there's been a Christian in the family, or we've just had a wedding, tra-la-la-la-la, here comes the bride, tra-la-la, you know, and all this, oh, you're all right then, but it's just a song. You're singing the words of happiness, maybe for somebody else or on behalf of somebody else, or the fact that you're happy about it, or happy for. But does it mean you're joyous of it? Yes, you may be joyous of it, but are you happy in the sense, from an earthly point of view? Yes, you're singing the song, but is that really what you want? Or are you, like you're saying about your health situation, you feel as though things aren't right? Well, if you feel things aren't right, then let your intentions, don't just keep singing the song, I feel ill, tra-la-la-la-la. You don't have to sing that. You can actually say, I feel ill, I intend on doing something about it. You could probably add the lines, I feel ill, tra-la-la-la-la, I'm going to see a doctor, I'm going to see a doctor, and all this. You can add those words to the song. But remember, it is a song. The minstrel sings a song. It could be true or false. So you have to bear in mind, are you listening to the minstrel's song, or are you the minstrel himself, who maybe has a wife and kids to look after, and he's just singing to earn his keep? Are you singing to earn your keep, in the sense to appease your friends, to make everybody not get too worried about you? Because if they get too worried, they know, well, I don't want mollycoddling, I don't want the attention, I'd rather things be kept, you know, and I've got me pride, and oh, well, it's very kind of you, but it might be very kind of you, but maybe you could give me a lift to the doctors. I would appreciate that, but I've got to get myself an appointment first. So maybe letting your intentions be known about seeing the doctor. Maybe your true intentions are that you want to get this sorted out and see a doctor, but you don't want to say anything because you don't want to make too much fuss. This is what I'm getting from you. I don't know why, or this is the energy I'm sort of getting from this. I want to see what the next card is now. I'm going to see what the immediate future is. Well, I've got bad eyes and can't see anything. I can see that speck of dust there. Isn't it strange, isn't it? Well, yeah, I can see a pill on the floor, but I can't see it. I can't see my reading glasses when I place them down here below me. Well, that could be the fact I've got tunnel vision, but that's nothing to do with it. Well, let's focus on you. Let's focus on your immediate future here. We'll just pull this card out and bring it round now, and we'll just, as I said, we'll flip it nice and slow like we did with the other cards. And there you've got seduction, in the sense that passion and romance await. Just around the corner. I don't know what this is about, but certainly do I sense as though maybe you may have your eye on somebody, or somebody may have their eye on you, or both, or something, and you don't want to how can I say you don't want to give the impression as though you're a sick old woman. if you get what I mean. I'd rather try and be a young and virile girl than a sick old woman, and I'm worried about my health, or I'm worried about my health because I might cough too many times, or I may sort of ask to go to the toilet in the middle of the restaurant when we're out on a date or something like that, or it could be just with friends even. But I just sort of got the chalice there, and there's a chalice here, and there's like a chalice sort of a cup there, isn't there? A chalice there, as if it's gone from the recent past of the joy, the joyous, the sort of energy of joy, feeling of sort of being fulfilled and rejuvenated in some way, and it'll move into the immediate future, into sort of middle to late March or something like that maybe. But for now, we're just singing a song because we're not sure. We're sort of either not so much deceiving ourselves. It's when you sing a song that isn't true right now, and back to the minstrel again. It's like when you sing a song right now that isn't true, and then you start believing that it's true. You believe your own lies, don't you, or something like that. Or you believe the song and you think, hang on, it's a song, I'm here just to entertain. And maybe, why do I sort of get, though, with this seduction, if it isn't so much passion and romance that awaits, which it is, but if it's passion and romance that you're longing for or something like that, and you don't want to be a sick old woman, and you just feel maybe that, okay, everybody says I look well, but nevertheless I don't feel good because you've got a conscience or something, and I don't know. It's okay to belch now and again in public as long as you don't do it too many times. I don't know. It's this sort of thing where we've got a conscience and embarrassment. The word embarrassment comes to mind. I don't know why I'm sort of thinking you feel as though you might be an embarrassment or a burden to somebody because you're getting on a bit, and if you sort of get in with somebody or whatever. I mean, for all I know, you might be married, and you might be just afraid of embarrassing your other half or something. You're embarrassing your husband. But passion and romance certainly awaits. If you're already married, then it looks like maybe you're going on a bloody good holiday, a good vacation or something, and just enjoying yourself and letting your hair down. Maybe the better of the options. And then, of course, letting your intentions be known, letting people know what you want from this. They often say, if there's a problem, they usually say, if you've got a complaint or something like that, let us know what you want from this. What do you want from this? When you complain to somebody about something or somebody or whatever, you're usually asked, aren't you, what is it that you want from this? And this is what it is. You've got to let them know what you want from this. You've got to let your husband know what you want from this. Bloody good holiday. You don't feel well. You don't want to be a sick old woman on holiday. Or, of course, if you're single, you don't want you want to let sort of like, you want to let, maybe you got to let your intentions be known to yourself. Maybe you got to say, I want. What do I want? Well, I'll tell myself that and I'll get up and do it. I'll get off my backside and see a doctor. If I don't feel too good, the doctor or somebody, everybody tells me I look well, but the way people stare at me, maybe they stare at you because they just can't help but think, ooh, there's a good looking girl. I don't know what they're thinking. But either way, I do sense there's a touch of conscience, be it in a sort of a marriage that's sort of looking forward to just going on a bloody vacation and letting your hair down a bit, or be it a single person. I don't know what your marital status is, if there is one, or what your relationship status is. To some degree it's irrelevant, really. It's the energy that's here, that's saying what it's saying, and you're saying you don't feel too good, but the energies here sort of say that you've sort of been revitalised, there's been a bit of rejuvenation, been feeling joy in your heart, regardless of. But right now, of course, the only problem is you're not saying it as it is. You're not calling a spade, and that's the problem, isn't it, Christine? I was going to say I want to pull another card out, but I won't. But go on then, I will, considering I've just said it. Just to sort of like round up, do an evaluation report. I don't know what you want to call it. What comes from this serendipity? Not serendipity, correction. What comes from the from this passion and romance that awaits, this seduction? This sort of, I just got a feeling as though from a metaphorical point of view, it's just that you just don't want to be a sick old woman for your friends, even, not just so much passion and romance itself, but let's just see, oh, you've got the dagger there, just indicating that yes, conflict and danger await around the corner, around about March, sort of March, late March, nearly early April. It could lead to arguments. If you're married, of course, be careful. I don't know if you're married or not, it doesn't make any bloody difference. It looks as though this passion and romance that awaits whatever it is you've got your eye on, or whoever you want to go on holiday with, or whatever. Whatever this is, it seems to show. It just seems to show it's going to end up in tears and an argument. Maybe. Well, why didn't you say you'd got that? Why didn't you say you got a lump? Didn't you get it checked out? Well, I was going to mean to, but I didn't want to say. I just kept saying it and didn't do anything about it. You see, this is another thing. If there's something there, you don't, and if you feel there's something, get it checked out. It's all right getting a psychic reading or something like that, but get it checked out. You know what to do. You know what your intentions are. Spirit is here saying your intentions, you must let them be known. Passion and romance await, and if you're embarrassed about not wanting to be a sick old woman, then do it. But of course, you know the argument's going to come, don't you? You know the danger is there, the danger of having bad health, of having bad finances, a bad financial situation, because maybe you didn't save up when you intended to save up. Well, I can't come out with you tonight because I'm just trying to watch the pennies. I'm trying to watch the cents or the dollars or whatever. Sorry, but I don't mean to be a pain in the arse or anything like that. But I'm just trying I'm just trying to tighten the purse strings a bit. And then you don't end up tightening the purse strings, and what happens? You just sing the song, yeah, I'm doing all right monetary wise. You're telling everybody you're doing okay financially, when you know full well you're not. And this is another thing. So from the health and the financial, it works both ways, doesn't it? And it'll end up in arguments. Well, why didn't you tell us you didn't get enough money? We're stuck out here in bloody Spain or somewhere. We're stuck out here on a bloody beach and got no money to get home. And you just suddenly decided to tell us you got no money to get back home. What do you mean you've got blood in your coffin, you've got blood or something? Why didn't you tell us that before you came out? The amount of health insurance you're going to have to spend out now to try and get you home because you're sick or something, or you don't know what it is, do you? It could be bloody anything. I'm just sort of saying that sort of thing. Let's hope that sort of thing does get itself sorted. Yes, of course, we know it's going to lead to arguments. There's going to be a bit of conflict going on. But that conflict could be inner conflict as well, couldn't it? But either way, this passion and romance that awaits just round the corner, I do somehow feel as though there's a sort of not wanting to be the sick old woman thing going on there. And of course that'll end up in arguments because, well, why didn't you tell me you were a sick old woman instead of saying you were a young and virile young girl? You certainly didn't look. You certainly looked nice and young on Skype when we were talking and on Facebook. Just didn't realise you were ill. Didn't you get it checked out? Oh, sorry. And this is the sort of thing, isn't it? And it goes round and round and round. Oh yes, well, we've had a birth in the family, we've had a marriage, and I feel okay. And well, you got enough smiles, so you weren't smiling at me. You were smiling at the fact that you got that there was a friend of yours had got married, and you'd been invited to the wedding, met somebody at the wedding, and but they didn't tell him that, and now we're stuck out here on holiday and can't get back. I'm not saying it's that, I'm just saying it's that sort of thing, in the sense one thing leads to another and bad goes to worse, but it'll lead to an argument, whatever it is. I'm focusing on the red, the ruby red there of that ruby, literally on the dagger, as your two-edged sword, of course, and maybe there's a touch of hard feelings there coming up. There could be some, well, it's about grudges, but certainly, like I say, the danger is that health danger, money danger, or is it both? Health insurance. Why am I thinking of health insurance in the sense of money and health together? What's that about? I'm thinking it's health insurance. Why, I don't know. I'm not going to go any further because I feel now, just for now, Christine, I feel that these cards have now spoken.